It's a great pleasure to be here, first of all, in the Bengaluru Press Club. I've heard so much about the Press Club, but I think this is a great opportunity that you have provided me to come and have a small interaction with you. Thank you very much once again for extending that request to us. Thank you very much again. 600 plus farmers committing suicide in the last few months in Karnataka. All over the country, if you look at it, more than 3 lakh farmers have committed suicide in the last 20 years. So this is basically, when we talk about farmer suicides, we are only talking of that extreme distress that forces people to die. But what about the distress that is still lingering on and people are somehow living with it? I think that is what actually has driven us to Bangalore to hold the 2nd National Convention of Farmers Organizations. Total population of farmers in this country is about 52% according to the census, which means roughly about 60 crore plus is the number of farmers and their families. So 60 crore plus is the number of farmers' families who are directly engaged with agriculture. 1,000 following or membership in this country. So 65 is the total, I would say. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the feelings that farmer suicides are happening in this country because of more indebtedness. The general feeling is that people are dying because they are indebted. The more they credit, the more people are committing suicide. But because they don't get income. We are deliberately keeping these farmers impoverished in this country. Now we will explain to you how we feel that this is a deliberate ploy to destroy Indian agriculture, to pull these farmers out of agriculture to become daily wage workers in these cities. The farmer has only 2 roles. The farmer has been used by political parties in the last 45, 50, 60 years for 2 roles. One is vote bank and the other is land bank. That is the 2 roles that they have been assigned. We have always treated them as nothing but people who come and vote and people whom we can buy land or get land from them forcibly or by paying whatever price we have. So these are the 2 roles that the farmers have been playing up so far. Or from the economic thought that perpetuates everywhere in the world. The feeling is that the GDP growth can only take place if we move people out of agriculture into the urban cities. This is one of the dominant thinkings, and you have heard the Reserve Bank of India governor say this, we have heard Mr. Chidambaram say this, Mr. Arun Jaitley, everyone who talks about the Chief Economic Advisor to Prime Minister would say that we have to move people out of agriculture into the urban areas. Says that they will be able to create 300 million jobs. The Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has also said this number of times that India will create 300 million jobs in the next 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, we have not created 300 million jobs in the last 68 years. We have not created 300 million jobs in the last 68 years. The question that needs to be asked is, where will the jobs be created, the next 300 million jobs that they are saying? These are the people who will be displaced from agriculture, who come and become daily wage workers, or what in Hindi we call it, dihadi mazdoor. This is what the government is counting as job creation. If this is job creation, I think it is a shame for this country if you have to move people out of agriculture and bring them into cities to become daily wage workers. To deprive the larger section of the society of the kind of resources the country has. So we want an equal benefit to be passed on to all sections of society. So we want corporate taxes, this tax concession to also go, ask them to pay taxes and also ask the 7th Pay Commission to wait. We want 7th Pay Commission to wait till the farmer gets their legitimate. The income of 16 people in this country, the economic wealth of 16 people in this country is equal to the economic wealth of 600 million people in this country. Just look at the disparity. The income of 16 people in this country is equal to the income of 600 million people in this country. The economic wealth of 600 million people. This tells us this is no growth. It is only growth of one section of the population that is growing, the other one is left to starve or left to fend for itself. So therefore, the farmer population will be living in only 2% of India's land. This is no growth. See how you are packing the population in 2% land. What will happen to the 98%? You will have the country homes, you will have the golf courses where the poor rich can come and enjoy or have a luxurious life. This is no development, this is no growth. And you are pushing farmers out because you want them to be the cheaper labor for the industry. So we want that the justice now needs to be restored. We want that, till the 7th Pay Commission bring up this factor of 50% profit for the farmers. That is A. We also want that the farmers should be paid a higher price in all other crops. We want all crops for which procurement price is announced, which are 24 crops. The government should purchase those 24 crops so that farmers get a higher price. As I said, they get only 19 times increase. They need to now get 100 times increase at the price of 1450 rupees per quintal. Now, because everyone has under Jan Dhan Yojana has an account, bank account, transfer the rest of the money, the kind of economic wealth that they deserve, into their accounts directly. So you get, the consumers get at 1450 rupees, whereas the farmer gets his income also. If there is income for the employees, you'll be surprised, Chaprasi is supposed to get or expected to get 29,000 rupees under the 7th pay commission. The average income of a farming family in India per hectare is 3,000 rupees per month. So farmer gets 3,000 rupees per month. Your state, Karnataka, is even lower than 3,000 rupees per month. So 3,000 rupees per month is the farming income of a farming family of 5 people, whereas a Chaprasi is going to get 29,000 rupees. I'm sure you will agree this is not done in a country which is called democracy. None of these union associations that we talk about have ever cared for farmers. They never cared for farmers. So if we remain quiet, even now, nobody is going to care for us. So whether they are hit, we don't, they should also realize that there are others also. So we need justice. That's why we are saying that, till they get their 7th pay commission. We are not saying please stop 7th pay commission. We are saying you give them 7th pay commission, but you also give us 50% profit, which you promised in your manifesto. What is wrong in this? And I'm sure we are expecting the worker unions and the urban class also to stand up and say, yes, the farmers are also our brothers and sisters. They're also human beings like us. They also need to live. So why not? Why should we take as one against the other? We want, in fact, all of them to go together now. This tamasha must end, that only one section of the country gets the benefit, rest of the country is left to starve. So that's one thing that we have deliberated. We have food for you are alive today because you eat food. Food is coming from these people. The Annadatta himself is dying. 58% of the farmers in India go to bed hungry every night. See, when the Green Revolution came in, India had got a name or earned a title called Country Living in Ship-to-Mouth Existence, which means the food will come directly from the ship into the hungry mouths. If you remember Lal Bahadur Shastri, when he was the Prime Minister, he wanted the country to go on fast for one day, on Mondays. That was because there was less food in the country, he wanted people to share food. Now, unfortunately, the policies that we are bringing in this country are taking us back into the days of ship-to-mouth existence.
पहला मैसेज तो किसान के लिए कि देखिए, किसान भाइयों से एक आग्रह है कि आप कम से कम, आपको जो भी दिक्कत है हम समझते हैं, पर कृपया आत्महत्या मत करिए। आत्महत्या मत करिए, आप अपने आप को हिम्मत रखिए, हिम्मत बांधिए, और अगर आप लोग सब अपनी आवाज़ को जोड़ेंगे, इकट्ठे हम बैठेंगे, मिलजुल कर हम एक रास्ता इसका निकालें। आत्महत्या इसका रास्ता नहीं है। हम नहीं चाहते कि आप इस बात को और बढ़ाते जाएँ, आत्महत्या करते जाएँ। इसको कृपया करके अगर आप बंद कर दें और एक हम लोग बैठ के आपके ही दुखों को, आपके ही प्रॉब्लम्स को हम जानने की कोशिश करें और फिर सरकार को समझाएं कि ये किसान जो है अगर आत्महत्या कर लेते, अगर आप ये बातें उनकी पहले मान ली होती तो ये शायद नहीं करते। तो ये तो किसानों के लिए हम चाहते हैं। दूसरा ये कहते हैं किसानों को कि आप इसलिए मर रहे हैं क्योंकि आप वो खेती की पद्धति फॉलो कर रहे हैं जिससे आपका नुकसान होना ही होना है, जिसमें केमिकल फर्टिलाइज़र, केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड, मशीनरी, ये सब से निकल कर आप नॉन केमिकल में जाइए, जहाँ पर कि आपको फर्टिलाइज़र और ये केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड ना डालने पड़े, जिससे कि आपकी इनकम भी बढ़ेगी, आपकी पैदावार में कोई कमी नहीं होगी। बहुत से लोग कर रहे हैं, उनसे सीखिए और वो आप करें, तो आपका भी भला होगा, समाज का भी भला होगा, सरबत का भी भला होगा। वो हमें करने की जरूरत है। सरकार के लिए सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आज तक सरकारों बार उन्हें किसान की अनदेखी की है। ऐसा लगता है कि वो सोचते हैं किसान इस देश में चाहे मरे चाहे जिए किसी की बला से। लेकिन अब समय आ गया है कि हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि मोदी जी ने इस देश में इतनी आशा पैदा की थी, मोदी जी उस आशा के उसके अनुकूल बिल्कुल निकलेंगे और देश में एक ऐसा माहौल खड़ा कर देंगे मोदी जी जो पिछले 60 सालों में, पिछले 68 सालों में किसानों के साथ नहीं हो सका, वो हमारे प्रधानमंत्री अब हमें करके दिखा देंगे। मुझे लगता है कि वो अगर मोदी जी करते हैं तो देश के जो 60 करोड़ किसान हैं वो कभी उनको पावर से बाहर नहीं जाने देंगे। 5 साल क्या, हम 15 साल भी रखने को तैयार हैं अगर वो कम से कम किसानों के लिए मदद करें, किसानों का भला करें, किसानों की सहायता करें।